Hello and welcome to today's crystal ball. I still only have the Akashic Tarot, so I apologise for that. But at least I managed to on for maybe like an hour or so. Sis, hello and welcome. Let me know if the sound is okay, please. I'm very well. I hope you are well. Jasmine, hello. I hope you guys are well. Happy Valentine's Day! Happy Valentine's Day! I forgot to say that. A little bit quiet, okay. Yeah, I can talk a little bit louder. Samina, hello and welcome. Hello. So yes, crystal ball, Akashic. That's all we have at the moment, unfortunately. Um, Rain, it's great to see you. It's happy to see you. Happy Valentine's. Sons, hello. Okay, so you have quite a few people in. That's great. You can go ahead and ask your questions if you like, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really well. I hope you're well too. I appreciate that. But yes, so we do only have the Akashic and the crystal ball today. I'm hoping to get to some spiritual stores this weekend. Yeah, hopefully. Sid, is Anne going to be in the astral still when I go to bed? Okay. Yes, I guess a yes on that. Rain says, I'm so happy you seem happily in a relationship. I hope you have an amazing Valentine's. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can have an amazing Valentine's with romantic love or platonic love or love of the beautiful, you can't see the beautiful earth that we live on, you know? Um, but yes, any love, heart chakra energies today. Share your love. Akashic for rain. Oh, because of this way, I'm really sorry. Um, so we have paths unknown. So it still speaks to choice. So it's often it's about your like study, monetary, finance, that kind of realm because it scrolls. So we're looking kind of more at the finance situation. So this can be tons of opportunities, tons of paths, tons of possibilities available to you, but you may not be listening or heading down the right path at the moment. You might be too indecisive. Maybe you're being too indecisive. You're either being too indecisive or you're making the wrong choice. So you really need to think about the current choices that you're making, particularly around your work and money situation. Eslila. Daz, hello and welcome. Eslila, Lee's current feelings towards me. Okay. It's a little bit kind of like missing a longing, but it's not too strong. But there's definitely thoughts about you. Samina says what chakras I need to work on. Okay. Guessing mostly root. Maybe a little bit on the crown, but mostly root. Sorry I don't have angel cards, sons, but I'll pull you an Acacia. Okay, so you have Course in the Ruins. I only have Akashic, so I am really sorry. It's Crystal Ball questions or Akashic Tarot right now. I think I might do a members channeling tomorrow, and yeah, if I can, and try to find some new cards. I really need some new cards. So, Caught in the Ruins. So, this is about still having feelings in the past. So, there's two people that are caught in the ruins. The ruins represents the past, old times, old connections, relationships, and things like that. And you probably need to do like a cord cutting or release or let go of this person. Or it could be a positive sign if there is someone you're trying to reconcile with, that they also still have feelings. So there's two people caught in the ruins. So there is two people holding on feelings, and sometimes it's important to note that because when we do a cord cutting, we think of I'm going to release my feelings for this person, but they may still hold cords to you if they're still really strongly in their emotions to you. So you might need to cord cut their cords. It might be a positive sign if you're trying to reconcile with someone that they feel the same way, but it might be something to release from the past. So just think about that. And that was for Suns. Hey, hello, it's Leela. Is Lee missing me? Yeah, that did come through. Hey, Ash's thoughts for Elisa today. It's Valentine's. Okay. Ash's thoughts. Yeah, there's definitely thinking about you, like, wondering what you're up to comes through. Wondering what you're up to. So it says, will I have a lucid dream with N in the middle of the night and early morning or early morning? Okay. Yes, I do get a yes on that, so best of luck. Jasmine, will I be able to get this apartment next door to my mom if we do some spell work for it? Okay. It's not looking too likely to be obviously very honest about what I'm seeing. It doesn't look super likely, but it's not like a complete no. If you really desire that, I would say there's a chance there. I just have to warn that it does seem a little bit low. It might be a bit difficult or require a bit more energy or attention. Miss Lord, did look Aquarius just go to work? Is it Aquarius? I like that. If I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Just go to work. Okay. I think I know on that. AA, what does Asha love about Elisa? I am guessing like generally like looks and personality come through, but there's a feeling of comfort in the connection, like when you feel like you can be really yourself around someone. And I think that's the thing that stands out there. Samina, can I know please what I experienced in today's meditation? Never experienced it before and don't know what was that, okay? I'm getting some kind of connection or message from your higher self. So, sometimes we connect with guides or deities, source energy. But I am getting your higher self come through that. Rain says, with that in mind, what do my spirit guides have regarding my finances and career path? That's more like a channeled message, I would say, what your spirit guides would say about it. But if you're looking at specific options, that's something we could look at in the ball. Jasmine, are you doing anything special with your Valentine's? I had like breakfast with some of my boyfriend's friends and going to a gig kind of later on a little bit. I'm going to get on with some work after this, and later on in the evening, yes, like a little gig. So hopefully that's good. Thank you. Do you have any plans? Does anybody else have any plans? Anything nice? Sid says, if I imagine, will I be able to have a vision or dream with Anne about the astral date? Yes, I guess a yes. Jan, hello. It's open until sunrise to set up. I'm not sure what you mean. John says, is the person who I might date temporarily Stephen or Adrian or someone else? Trying to narrow it down and find out who it is. Yeah, Adrian comes through quite strongly. I think there's a possibility there. Samina says, does today's meditation help me in my heal and balance and my chakras? I would say mostly. Because your chakras are quite good, especially your solar plexus, which is great, guys. If you don't have any plans for Valentine's, dedicate a little bit of time to yourself, some self-care and self-love. Maybe focus on your solar plexus chakra. Miss Venus says hello everyone and happy Valentine's Day. Eslila, will Lee contact me and when? Thank you. Okay. Okay, yes, but it seems to be like at least a month away, unfortunately. Akashic from Miss Venus. Oh, views of the ego. Oh no. We didn't like this one. So there's a group of people, but one person only sees themselves. So they're selfish. They would probably stab you in the back given the chance if it help them get on top. They are just kind of selfish and maybe narcissistic. There's just some things about this person that's untrustworthy. So what I would say is drawing it the right way is a positive message because it shows that we have the intuition to know who this person is. And it's very easy for me to say, cut them off. Just find out who it is and cut them off, you know. But sometimes they're family member, sometimes they're very ingrained into the friend group, sometimes they are a work colleague, and you can't always just cut them off. But it's having the intuition to know who to keep at arm's length, who to trust with your vulnerable things, your plans, you know, of success. People who might, you know, give you a psychic attack or something. Knowing who to keep at arm's length, knowing who to trust with certain things like money as well. Samina, what my intuition is trying to tell me, and please, and how can I improve my intuition? Okay, so your intuition tries to tell you a lot of things. So intuition tries to draw us to certain places, certain people. You know, it's a little bit too in depth to say, to just ask what is my intuition trying to tell me, because there is a lot contained within that. But to improve your intuition, you definitely need to work on your third eye first and foremost. And I have an article on that. If anybody does want it, I can send it to you, message me off stream, and I will send it to you because it goes into a little bit more depth about really balancing the third eye, things like food you can eat, mantras you can chant, yoga poses you can do, um, frequencies, you know, all of these things. So I'm very happy to share that, and it will help with intuition. But in terms of what your intuition is trying to tell you, that there could be so much, you know, it could open up a very big reading. But yeah, if anybody does want that article, you can message me off stream, and we probably will plan in like an intuition test at some point. I don't have my chimes here, which we usually used to use, but I'm sure I could find something, you know. We could do that. Wilson Castillo, hello and welcome. Yeah, I probably should have said by now. If you are new, I'm Venus and this is Secret Frequencies. And I do readings like this all the time. Today is Crystal Ball. You can see my little mini crystal ball here. You ask specific questions for the crystal ball. If you are new, I do appreciate having your full name and date of birth, as it does help me to connect with the energy. But if you don't want to put that, I will still do your question. And the only cards today, unfortunately, are the Akashic Tarot. Still, I'm so sorry. They're the only ones we have today. And all of my information as well is in the description of the video. So my website, how to contact me off stream if you want to, and all of those things. So Miss Venus says O's thoughts and feelings towards me, okay? It's coming back, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think it ever left, but it kind of dimmed or was suppressed a little bit or was lower. It just feels like an amplification of the feelings that often come up for O. So the love, the care, the attraction, all those positive things, just amplifying a little bit. You're welcome, of course, you're welcome. Sons. Miss Lord, will Jay propose to me? Okay. Actually getting a yes on that one. Samina says, how can I achieve oneness with soul? How can I align with that? It's quite an intense question. Um, you know, it's important to understand that you're. At first, like, you know, it's difficult for me to say because I don't feel like you're not at oneness with your soul, you know? I think a lot of people forget, and of course it makes sense, you know, but we come here for a reason, for lessons to learn and experiences to have. And you're not separate from your soul. You're not, it's not like you, sometimes I think we strive for the wrong thing or we have the wrong kind of idea in mind because you're already one with everything. You're one with source energy, you're one with everyone, you're one with everything. It's just this experience that we're having that we need to kind of focus on and try to understand what our lessons are. But I don't think that you're not at oneness. I hope that makes sense. If you mean like, I suppose the question really is getting more in tune with your highest life path, where, you know, it's just a combination of looking after your mind, body, and spirit, you know? It's, you know, and you can't neglect one and focus on the other. And this is the issue in a lot of spiritual circles, is, you know, a lot of focus is on the spiritual health. You know, maybe a bit of mental health with self-care and things like that. But a lot of it is on the spiritual health. And we actually need to not neglect our, our bodies as well, and our mental health if that's something you might need to work on. But balancing of those three things will really, really help to just align closer to a higher vibrational path. Um, Miss Venus, Twin Flame's latest thoughts about me, okay? It's kind of like replaying situations in my head and how I could have acted differently or how I could have said something differently. It seems to be like that. Sid, oh no, Leela, sorry. Is Monica still missing Fritz? Okay. I guess a little bit there, a little bit. Sid says to find out more about the astral date will end need channeling. Okay. It's a possibility. It could help. It could help. Jasmine, since I want to run into the guy from Gabe sooner, will my guides push up a run in for us sooner? Will I run into him sooner than the last prediction anyway? Okay. Yeah, I think I think there is a possibility to push this sooner. I'm not 100% on when the prediction was, but I don't feel much of an energy change, so I would say maybe it's around the same at the moment. But I do feel potential for this being sooner. It's a possibility, I would say. John seems to kind of feel like Caitlin has been avoiding Em since yesterday. Is this true? And is it due to try, her trying to dodge her asking over so him trying to dodge her asking over Valentine's Day? Okay. Yeah, I do get a bit of that. I do get a bit of kind of avoiding that thing. Yeah, I agree with you. Samaya, hello. Irene, I passed an acting audition. Amazing. But it seemed like more of an audition to be able to participate in acting classes that cost money. Should I take the opportunity anyway? Oh, okay. Maybe I coughed a little bit too soon. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Okay, I'm guessing a no. I'm sorry. I'm guessing a no. I do feel a draining energy from the root chakra with not much return. So I would say no. Miss Venus says you picked up on Twin Flame's doubts, but what are his doubts about? How he acted and things that he maybe did and said. How he has been, basically. Miss Lord, will Ray give me cash? Okay. Get a yes on that. Michelle, hello. Smina, to my message, and thank you for moderating, guys. Thank you for moderating. I will never take it out. I will never take it out. I don't care what TikTok says about nose rings. Samina says, did my meditation help me in my Kundalini rise or awakening? Yes. Sid says the blue bead I received with my spelled bracelet on from Etsy. Is it spelled? And if so, with what spell exactly? Okay. So I'm not picking up anything at all for that. So maybe send me a picture and I'll have a look and see. if I can pick anything up. Samaya, do you see any changes in time frame for husband in getting a job, and when will it happen? Okay. No, I don't feel any changes at the moment. I'm really sorry about that. Jan says, will my skin improve with this new face cleanser and serum I bought? And how long will it be till I start seeing results? Okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing like around maybe I would say between 3 and 4 weeks, but it's definitely guidance to be quite minimal. Like you don't need a lot. That's what's coming through. Rain says hopefully I'll make it to the next channeling. I'm just trying to think. I'm hoping for it to be tomorrow, and that's the thing. Like jumping on with the crystal ball is fine, but I don't really want to just jump on with members things. I kind of want you to have some, prerequisite idea of when it's going to be. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow, but we tend to do 3 in a month these days anyway. So, yeah, that's fine. Um, and if people come in who had, maybe you missed 1 month ago, we can just do extra. I really don't mind that. As long as it's not like people pushing it in. Miss Venus, if Twin Flame reaches out, which you picked up, he is thinking about. What is his intention with that? Like, what does he want? Okay. Yeah, I think that the thinking of reaching out is kind of like to backtrack, to kind of express the regret and backtrack a little bit on the decision he's made, basically. So I would say it's a little bit about trying to get you back. Mangala, hello, Miss Venus. When is most likely Twin Flame will reach out on impulse, and what will he likely say or do? Okay. It's looking pretty unlikely at the moment. Like the energy seems quite small, but it definitely seems to be like an invite. So I think maybe it might be like talking more in person and inviting to try to get you to talk in person. Jasmine says, if the twin flame started following my female friends on Instagram, the twin flame did, is he doing this because of an attraction to them, or what's his purpose of following them? I noticed he started following a lot of women. Okay. Yes, I do get attraction. Um, it feels almost like it feels a little bit spiteful, like kind of like I'm doing it because I'm not having a good time where I am. It's kind of like taking out that energy somewhere else. Akashic Facade, okay. The Buddha prepares. So this is all about you taking your own time. If you look at him, everybody wants him to start this lesson, this teaching, this meditation. They're all waiting for him to turn around and give his speech or his whatever he's going to do. But he's not worried about that. He's not worried about societal pressures or or his own expectations about what I might have achieved by a certain date of my life. He's not concerned about that. He's in his own time, his own pace, and that is fine. It's fine to go at your own speed and your own pace and not worry about the expectations of others or expectations that you've put on yourself as well, because we do that. We do that. So just your own pace is fine, basically. Gemini, hello and welcome. Will CJ contact me soon? Yes, I guess a yes on that actually. So soon, like within the next 2 months, I would say. Mangala, what positive or positive changes do you see in me and my husband? Okay. The most positive changes really honestly linked to like separation and different paths. It just really feels like you're both being pushed onto a different path. So I'm sorry to say. Rain, so should I keep my connection with Colin platonic, or is it okay to try for something more? Okay. Yeah, definitely feel green light. I definitely feel like it's okay to try for something more. Mangala says what's his thoughts and next actions, okay? I just get like separation, moving on to different paths. It's just that kind of energy, and I am sorry to give that. Cities are horrible next door neighbours are finally getting kicked out soon. Good. Will the next neighbours be nice? Okay. Yes, I get a yes on that. With a particularly with a female energy coming through. Gemini says, will I get a promotion at work that I have applied for recently? Okay. Best of luck to you. And I do get a high chance. I get at least 70% with that. So best of luck to you. As Leela, what would Lee like to tell me? Okay. It's kind of an apologetic energy, but it's more like I don't just want to apologize, I want to offer a resolution. So there's hesitance there. Jan says, will I get more use if I treat myself? Will I get more use if I treat myself and purchase the purse I've been eyeing or the necklace? Like, which will I end up using? Oh, so we're looking at a purse or a necklace. Okay, okay. More use. I get you. I'm guessing pass. I'm guessing pass. Mangala, do you still see separation? Yeah, I'm really sorry. I do. Gemini, how will my divorce turn out? Hoping to be in my favor. Yeah, I get strong energy for being in your favor, actually. Samaya, I'm sorry, it's the only cards we've got. The Willow. So the Willow is a beautiful tree that soaks up all the water. It's very, very greedy. But in these cards, the forces specifically and the water is linked to our emotions. So when we're the willow tree emotionally, it's like we're holding in too much emotion. We're really, maybe you're suppressing it, maybe you're having difficulty processing it. But it's about releasing your emotions, and of course, in a positive way. You don't want to get angry and scream. But it is about releasing emotions and working on releasing emotions, not suppressing them or holding them in. So just think about that. Is there something deep down you've been holding in for a long time? Maybe you just need to simply talk about it. Please like the video if you haven't liked it already. I greatly appreciate that. Super chat. Thank you. Sid says, because Anne will still be in the astral when I go to bed, will my banisher hound Jay lay near me on my bed tonight when I go to bed? Okay. Yeah, so feeling like the end of the bed, the very end of the bed. Yes, I get a yes. Samina says, what will be the impact of this meditation on my love life and of my thinking patterns? Okay. Yeah, I get a really positive upliftment of like thought patterns, thought processes, but I don't feel anything on love path. Sorry about that. Gemini, will we finally get a new parenting coordinator for the case as well? That seems like it might be a little bit of time. Doesn't seem very instant, but I do get a yes. As Leela says, is Lee considering a permanent relationship with me? It feels like it's up and down. Sometimes I'm considering it, sometimes I'm not. There's a bit of the indecisive energy there. Jasmine, since I'm wanting D to come in sooner, will my guides get him to come sooner than last prediction? It's a possibility. I feel like it's a strong possibility, but not like fully in alignment right now. Nothing's been set, but it's a possibility. So Maya, do you see the tech field or admin role for me next, or something different? Admin role. Miss Venus, do you see a person aligned from you already, and if so, what are his physical characteristics? The only things that are coming through is like very short brown hair and tall. I'm very smiley. Like I'm seeing smiles a lot. So that's nice. Samina, what's my intuition trying to tell me about my love life? Um, yeah, it's just a bit too. It could open like a whole love reading, you know what I mean? It's a bit too much for this stream. Wednesday's user may have already moved for work, and it made me sad that he didn't try to meet me as friends when we used to be close. How is he feeling towards me, and how should I approach the situation? Okay, how is he feeling towards you? Okay, there's definitely a change in the energy. It's like not fully allowing myself to tap into the old emotions. It's almost like creating a new profile of you, if that makes sense. Like there's part of you that's like has a place in the heart, you know, in the back of the heart, the back of the mind. But it feels almost like trying to approaching it almost as you're like a new person, you know, which is really strange. And I feel like there will be a disconnect of energy there because the old feelings are being ignored, and it's like trying to create a new energy between you, which is can be a little bit false in the way that he's doing it. I would say to just kind of like leave the situation, if that makes sense. And that's not like great advice, but I feel like there just needs to be space there. I feel like, you know, if one person is being kind of like fake in their how they're putting themselves out towards you, it's never going to be a true authentic connection, you know. And we need true authentic connections in this life path. We don't really have time for those, you know. Maybe you need a lesson there, but I don't know, I personally feel like it's just step away from that. Step away from that. Samaya says, am I empath? Yes, you are. Miss Ladd says, will Jay propose marriage to me? I feel like it's quite possible. I do feel like it's quite possible. Gemini, what are CJ feelings for me? Okay. I do get really strong energy. It feels mostly to be friendly, but I do like, you know, like platonically friendly, but I do get positive energies. And also, Gemini, what do I need to do to keep healing? Trying to focus on myself, but any way else spirit wants to share that will help. So maybe a particular chakra you need a bit more focus on, or something like that. Okay. So paying closer attention to the sacral. So to your sacral, you need a little bit more attention there. Again, I think that's another one where I have written an article on that. So if you do want that, feel free to message me off stream. So the information, the contact information that I have is email, Facebook, and Discord. If you message me on one of those, I will reply eventually. I sometimes I get busy, but I always reply. Um, and yes, my website is secretfrequencies.com/shop. And you can see my spells, sessions, readings, and everything there. More in depth, more one on one, you know? So that's just if you want the article or anything else. Miss Venus, does the Twin Flames mom know? And if so, what does she think? Okay. It's there's a kind of a little bit of upset, but there's also kind of like I don't have much hope anymore. It's always like not really having hope in him to do the right thing or make the right decisions in that department. Samaya says, will we stay in the UK for a few more years, and if so, how long? Okay. Actually feels like less than a year at the moment. It feels more prominent that you will leave. It feels like less than a year. Samina, how can we work on our spiritual health? Spiritual health. So a full cleanser is my preferred way, absolute best way, is a full cleanser because it includes so much, you know, it's like entity and hex removal if you need it, but chakra clearing, like focusing on the flow of energy, making sure it's all okay, repairing any damage to the aura, just absolutely anything that, old negative cords, anything that needs cutting will be cut, released, things like that. A full cleanser is the best way, I would say, to begin with. Then you can do your own work and your own focus. But when you have that to begin with, it's like you're creating a blank canvas, a very positive blank canvas, and then you can add on to that. So, okay, I would do a full cleanser and then keep focus on my throat chakra. You might do a full cleanser and keep focus on your solar plexus, whatever is more of an issue for you, you know? Oh, a super sticker? Thank you. Oh, it's very cute. Thank you so much, Rain. Happy Valentine's. Shout out to Rain and Sid for the supers. Miss Venus, what is Twin Flame regretting specifically at the moment with me? To me, it really feels like the way he's acted and the way he's handled things. It's almost like he feels like he could have behaved a bit differently or acted a bit differently or said things a bit differently. And I feel like that's on his mind a lot. Samina, why I was having obsessive thinking of Asan, it was crux of my manifestation. I'm going through Dark Night of the Soul. Oh, is it because of the manifestation or Dark Night of the Soul? Okay. Yeah, it is because of your manifestation. That's what comes through. I suppose that's the better option as well. Jan, is he going to ignore her and avoid her today as well? Last year, if I remember correctly, he made an excuse that he won't be home to avoid hanging with her, okay? Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be an excuse made. Did you get that? Rain, I'm taking a Kyoto tour guide course. I'm very excited about. Amazing. As part of the course, my classmates and I are going to roleplay a tour guide of foreigners at the start of next month. How should I approach the test of sorts? I'll guide you around Kyoto for free. Ah, yes, I'm coming. I'll be on the next plane. I would love to. But the question, okay, how should I approach this? Okay. I'm really getting the energy of like all in, like going all in. Like this seems like, looking at the course before like the acting and looking at this looks so much better, so much more high energy, so much more prominent. I would say this to go for this, and if you do, I'll take you up on that offer. Miss Lord, will Jay propose? I think that you're asking me the same question. Please only post your question once. I will get to you eventually. I'm just behind in the chat. I hopefully get to you. We have 20 more minutes. Gemini, when will CJ and I go on a date? Will we start dating after that? Okay. The possibility of a date. I get like around 6 weeks. But I don't feel too much energy on the dating and on it being like serious in the sense. So maybe you can manifest, build on that. It's not like I'm guessing a no. It just doesn't seem like the best, the most prominent, or the soonest. Sid, a super chat, thank you very much. What time will Em be back from Astral? Okay. I guess like 1 or 2 a.m. come through. Miss Lord says, will Ray give me thousands? Guessing a no on that actually, I'm sorry to say. But happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Miss Venus, hopefully this can be clearer on what I mean. Doubts about his own decision to walk away, or was it doubts about his feelings for me, thinking it was a mistake to you? Oh no, the first, yes. Have second thoughts, sorry to be unclear. Rain, should I audition for Theatre Academy, a different acting course? I'm guessing a no on that as well. I'm sorry about that. Miss Venus, how does a twin flame think that I feel about him at the moment? he thinks that you're very upset and hurt and that you probably have some like negative emotion towards him. Do you feel like he feels that? Samina, if you would like to get in touch with me off stream, if you can let me know about the meditation and we can talk a little bit more about it, because I don't want you to be feeling weird, and it's not generally. Sometimes when we release, it depends what you mean by weird, because sometimes when we release, we do get things, like an emotional release, or some you can get symptoms from energy release. Of course, everything's connected, mind, body, and spirit. But it's not super common. A lot of the times the release will happen quite gradually. So it might just be that your release is quick and you're having symptoms and effects. But feel free to message me off stream for that. Miss Venus, does the twin flame have any fears when it comes to me at the moment? And if so, what are they? Okay. No, when you say at the moment, I don't feel. I mean, it's worries and fears, but it's more like thinking back to the past. I don't feel like there's an intention of any kind of action or a decision to do a certain thing. Um, so when you say the moment, I would say no. I hope that makes sense. Feel free to ask follow up on that. Maya, hello and welcome. An Akashic for Maya. The Akashic field. Very nice. So this is the one of forces, and it's really about like not the beginning of a spiritual journey, because Maya, I know you've already been for a long time on the spiritual journey, but it can be stepping into a new part of the journey, a new path. Maybe a path that you've been trying to align is coming into play. And you're highly connected to your senses. So you're highly connected to the Akashic field, which talks a little bit more about making the right choices and going on the right path, especially spiritually, So it could be that the lessons are difficult or the connections are difficult, but for your spiritual path, it's the highest path. You're really connected to it, and your spiritual energy is probably heightened. Your claircognizance, clairsentience, if you have clairvoyance or clairaudience, your manifestation abilities, anything that's like a sense or a gift or anything is probably going to be heightening over this coming chapter, current or coming chapter. Jasmine, why would the twin flame purposely follow the females I know and not just leave them out of his spite? He's going to try talking to them too. I don't feel any energy for trying to talk to them at the moment, but I don't feel like it's purposefully people that you know. I feel like it's just people that come up, or maybe they do come up because they're connected to you, but I don't feel like it's purposefully like looking for people that you know specifically. Miss Venus, when am I likely to meet my next suitable partner for a committed relationship? I feel like end of April. Rain says, how should I approach my budding friendship with Collins? I don't want to be pushy, but he lives a couple of hours away, so I do make use of the opportunity when we do meet each other. Okay. I would just say be pretty forward and confident are the main things that come through, being forward and confident. Because, well, especially with a connection like that, where, it's going to take a long time to get to a place where you can meet, even if you do meet halfway or whatever it is, yeah, I think being forward and kind of confident is needed. We don't want to beat around the bush in those situations, because yeah, it's going to take longer, things are going to progress slower. So do you want to just take that opportunity as it comes? Julia, hello and welcome. Could you please tell me how Angelo feels about me, okay? There's definitely an attraction. There's something a little bit more than a friendship there. There's definitely some level of an attraction. Miss Venus, how am I likely to meet my next most suitable partner for a committed relationship? I'm actually getting more of a like in chance like a chance in person meeting. I do feel like you're with friends or there with friends or there's some you're not both alone when you meet, but it's not like a huge social gathering. It's not like like a huge like a gig or something. It seems quite small. So maybe you're just having coffee with friends, they're having coffee with friends, something like that. It's small, but there is other people around, your friends or his friends. Ella, hello, welcome, and happy Valentine's Day. Card for Andrea and I. Only have Acacia, unfortunately. Don't have love cards yet, but let's pull this one. Okay, the initiation and the Count Saint Germain. So if we were relating this to love, we do see it's like an initiation. It's it's getting to a good level. It's like elevation, evolution, spiritually. So if you look at it on the love path, it can be making those important like spiritual alignments and spiritual connections together. So it kind of makes sense to me because you've done spiritual work for him. So for it to have like an initiation and a leveling up, it's definitely a good sign. It's definitely a good sign. So let's be hopeful about that. It's Valentine's, so yeah, extra love energy there. Miss Venus, miss the when part of likelihood of twin flame reaching out to me. Oh, sorry. Like maybe 2.5 weeks, something like that. Ella, what are Andrea's current thoughts and feelings about me? Okay. I'm definitely still feeling the hope energy. Like I can sort this out. I can do this. So I am feeling the hope energy, the attraction, the care. Those things are there. So that's nice. Um, Miss Lord, what type propose? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm sorry. Miss Lord also says, does Lewis want to marry me? I'll do that one. I guess a no on that, actually, I'm sorry to say. Rain says, just for future reference, should I have made more of an effort to reunite to be friends with Future when he came back to Japan? Or was it okay that no. Definitely get him keep distance. I feel like it's unfortunate, I know, there was a connection, definitely 100% there was a connection. But he's gone down this path now, and I feel like it just needs to be released. I feel like you don't really need each other for anything. There's no point in holding on. I feel like it could be a very nice, clean slate and release if you were to release. Miss Venus, aside from the twin flame stuff, what is making the twin flame have second thoughts on his decision already at a conscious level? Okay. Missing you physically, but when I say physically, I do mean the physical attraction, but the energy of being in your presence as well. And I say this a lot because we do get people come in here with very spiritual connections, but it's that comfort energy, like when you really feel relaxed in someone's energy, like you can be yourself. I think that's a really unique energy to have. And I think we do get like that when we know someone over an extended period of time, we always get to that point. But feeling at that point quite quickly with people can be very, you can miss it. It's really nice. Samina says, why is my left eye twitching so much today? Okay. Psychic attack, unfortunately. As Leela says, Peter's current feelings towards me. Okay. Not really feeling much. I feel like maybe there's out of sight, out of mind energy with him at the moment. Samir says, do you see my energies are still in chasing mode, Farsan? I meant energetically or emotionally. Yes, I would say, especially emotionally, but a little bit energetically, you are still chasing him, yes. Miss Venus, thank you for moderating, I appreciate that. Rain, I feel heartbroken about how my once close friendship with Yuto has ended. Does he have any regrets about this connection, and what is the lesson here? Yeah, so there is regrets about it, but I feel like it's a preference. It's I would rather have this than this. You know, he would rather have what he has now than what he had then. And I feel like the lesson is, you know, every situation does contain a lesson, no matter how amazing or how horrible and dreadful the situation is, it always holds a lesson. And sometimes the lesson is about release, sometimes it's about, you know, acceptance, release. You know, we need to, unfortunately, we need to learn missing people, we need to learn um, feeling rejected, we need to learn, you know, all of those horrible, horrible things, as well as the beautiful, beautiful things. Don't forget, you'll always have beautiful lessons as well, so don't worry too much. Samina says, where can I message you? On Facebook, or where exactly after the stream? Because I need. So can you click the description? You know how the video, the stream has a description? There is my Facebook, email address, and Discord in there. So they should be links. If you can't find the links, do message me. If you really can't find a way to contact me, it should be on there. But if you really can't find it, what you can do is just comment on YouTube. So go to like my post section and just comment something there. I will get the notification of that, and I can reply to you there. But my email, my Facebook, and my Discord should work down there. Rain, is it okay to ask my workplace Tondaya if I can work remotely when they ask me to do computer work? I guess a yes on that. Miss Lord says, is Ray going to ask me out? I guess a yes on that. Miss Phoenix says, okay, I'll remove at the moment for clarity. Does the twin flame have any fears when it comes to me? And if so, what are they? I don't feel it's fears. Like, it's just that energy of like, could I have behaved differently? Could I do this? Could I do that? It's like that doubt of like, did I make the wrong decision, and what could I have done? You know, thinking of how things could have been different, how I could have handled things differently. That's all I really pick up with him at the moment. That's what I meant by like, it's not really at the moment, it's more regret of the past, but there isn't like a fear right now, like, I don't know, I guess the fear of loss completely is always there, because I feel like there's always some level of I can contact her back if I need to. I think the fear of loss is there, momentarily and always there. Rain says, should I start a toddler's English class in the town where I live? I'm guessing a no on that. Miss Lord says, what type of proposal would you offer me? I don't know what you mean by that. Jasmine says, is his spite towards her why he reached out and why he decided to follow me on Instagram? Kind of. It's within the reason, yes. So, Rain says, I guess I'm sad that my friendship with you has gone too, and I wonder if I should try to keep that intact, even though the romance connection is gone. No, I would say no. Sassy Montana, welcome back. Can I ask how to make my business idea successful? It's a little bit of a broad one. It would delve a little bit deeper into the root chakra and the possible paths you can take and things like that. You are very welcome, so probably a good time to say, if anyone does need an in-depth reading like that, my website is linked in the description. My website is secretfrequencies.com/shop, secretfrequencies.com/shop. And that has, so, cleanses, Reiki, home cleanses and personal cleanses, sound healing one-on-one sessions with me, tarot reading, crystal ball, pendulum, candle wax reading, any different type of reading you can think of is on there, and there'll be more in-depth one-on-one. And I think that's it. Spells as well, manifesting, law of money, things like that. We can do more one-on-one if you need that. Samina says, how can I protect myself from a psychic attack? Vervain. So I love to say it, but Vervain is amazing. You can get it as a little tincture. It comes in like a liquid. You can get dried herb as well, and you can make a tea. It doesn't really taste of much. Maybe add some mint in there or some lemon and ginger, if you're doing the herbs. But even a little bit of the tincture in your coffee or something, perfect. It works pretty quickly, gets into the system very quickly. If I feel I'm having a psychic attack, I will take some. I think it works very, very well. Miss Venus is a twin flame, still consciously blaming his avoidance of true connection on me not being the one or something like that. I wouldn't say, yeah, so yeah, to a degree, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's fully blaming that. It's more like thinking, is this the reason? It's like contemplation at this point. So what I'm going to do, I do only have 5 more minutes. So I'm just going to see. So if anyone is new in or hasn't had a question answered, I would probably answer it. Just going to scroll down and see if we have any like that. Someone who hasn't had any questions answered. Oh no. Oh, we could do a few more then. Let's do a couple more. Rain says, I don't mean, does he regret our potential romantic connection? Because I feel we could have been friends if he didn't treat me so dismissively. Does he have regret about our friendship, or does he equate the two? Yeah, I definitely think equating the two. I don't think that there's really too much consideration of just continuing with a friendship, unfortunately. I am sorry to say. Miss Venus, is he starting to realise he has a hard time with allowing true intimacy in? No, I don't think he's realising that, unfortunately. Miss Lord says, will Ray give me thousands? I get a no on that, I'm really sorry to say. Jasmine says, why is he still staying with her instead of separating and divorcing instead of being spiteful? Seems like he's being nasty towards her, or she's doing that to him too. They've been unhappy for a while and still forcing themselves to stay together. Yes. And I don't feel much change in that. I don't feel like she has cheated or anything like that extreme. Maybe she started on the following. I think that's possible. But with her, I feel more like with them. Sorry. Yeah, I feel like it's very long dragged out. We should just break up, but we don't. And people do, people get themselves into those situations. But I agree. I think it's far too long drawn out. I don't think it's healthy. Leela, does Lee miss me more now than he did a few weeks ago, and what kind of longing is it? Okay. Yeah, definitely. I would definitely say missing you more or letting that feeling up a little bit more. Sorry, what was the next one? Kind of longing, like just missing you. Like when I say longing, I mean like, you know, yeah, missing you, maybe a little bit of nostalgia, thinking of, situations of the past or conversations of the past or something like that. Rain says, should I go to the kimono class on Wednesday morning or prioritise myself and my tour guide classmates for a full day? Yeah, I'm definitely getting to prioritise the tour guides. So I feel a really positive energy with that, and that's not just my own bias of wanting a tour. I do feel positive on that. Rain says the weight loss medication Mazindel, I don't know how I'm saying it, doesn't seem to be effective yet. Should I ask my doctor to increase the dosage? I'm kind of getting the energy of giving it a little bit more time, but ultimately I don't see I don't see a negative energy with asking that. I just feel like if you're being told to give it a bit more time. Samina says, what's the effect of a psychic attack on our body or thoughts? It depends. So it totally depends. It can affect our root chakra, which can affect our money or work path. It can affect our sacral or our heart, which can affect our intimate relationships. It can affect our solar plexus, which can affect our self-confidence, self-worth, self-love. It can affect our throat or heart, and it can be other connections, our people, our friends, our acquaintances, even again romantic partners and family. It can affect our third eye and crown, which third eye can be affecting your intuition, affecting your inner knowings, and with the crown affecting the connection with the guides. So it really depends on which area is impacted to fully know that, Miss Lord, will W return to me? I guess no on that, unfortunately. Connie20, hello, welcome. When do you see my upcoming novel on Amazon? Okay. I'm just guessing like a within the year kind of energy, so I'm not pinpointing a specific date, but within a year. Doesn't say why has Marcus been treating me like he wasn't trying to talk to me. Okay. I get like a kind of shy kind of energy coming through, like not really knowing how to handle the situation or how to be. Aslila, you're welcome. Um, Samina messaged me off stream. I will talk to you a bit more in depth about that. Firebird, I'm just jumping off, but I'll do one question for you. I'm so sorry. So sorry to just catch you as I'm jumping off. Firebird says it's Miss W trying to take credit for my work. She wanted information about my project to send up to a wider seniors. Okay. Yes, I guess a yes on that. Unfortunately, Miss Venus, you're welcome. I'm glad I caught you for a while. You're very welcome. Rain, it was nice to catch you as well. Jasmine, yes, go ahead with your last question. Connie, it was nice to catch. So anybody who is new, feel free to subscribe. I do jump on as often as I can, even when I only have my one deck and my crystal ball. I will still jump on. Yeah. So channeling tomorrow as well, hopefully. So, Jasmine says who was in my mom's room sitting on her bed that told her to wake up and made her alarm clock go off. Okay. I'm getting the energy of her own higher self come through. Her own higher self. Um, Vanessa, hello, welcome. Nice to meet new people. So, if you are new, I'm Venus. Go ahead, Rain. But yeah, I'm jumping off in a moment. So, but if you are new, I'm Venus. This is Secret Frequencies, and I do readings like this on here all the time. So do please subscribe. But if you do want to check out anything I do and offer, just check the description of the video. It has my website, which is secretfrequencies.com/shop, and ways to contact me off stream, like my Discord, Facebook, and email. Oh yeah, and happy Valentine's Day! Ah, I forgot. Happy Valentine's Day. Yes, lovely to spend some Valentine's Day with the community that I love, because it's all about different types of love. Or friends or family or spiritual soul family, like you guys. Rain, oh, you can have a last question. Oh, you could have just asked it. Sorry, I should have said that. How is Colin feeling towards me and how does he see me at this point? Okay. There's an attraction. There's definitely a not quite sure, still seeing, still want. But I feel like there's a idea idea of romantic attraction, contemplation of it, I would say. It's like understanding that there may be something more to this, but still thinking about it. So I hope that makes sense. Carolyn, I'm just jumping off now. I'm so sorry, but happy Valentine's Day. Vanessa. So I'll do Vanessa and Carolyn, and then I will jump off. So how does Alexander feel about me, and will we ever get back together? And let's look at the other one in a moment. So Alexander, how he feels, and will you get back together? Okay. There does seem to be a negative energy that's releasing. So whether that's like regret or if you had like an argument or something wasn't great, it's like there's a negative energy that's releasing, and the prominent positive thoughts and memories and things like that about you are coming a bit more forefront. But also, I don't. Although that's happening at the moment, I don't see a high chance of getting back together. Perhaps when that's fully cleared, that could increase. It could increase. So I'm not going to say you will never get back together, because I do feel a possibility with it. But let's look at the dream job this year, okay? It feels like more like maybe next year, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say that, but keep manifesting and keep going. Definitely keep going. Carolyn, how's Christopher feeling about me? Stronger energies. The energies are amplifying a little bit, so yes. Stronger energies, love, care, attraction, and all of that. What's holding him back? I think at the moment it's like not being fully decided. I don't feel like it's being held back as such. I think it's just making a decision, or thinking about the decision. Carolyn, thank you so much. Your energy is radiant, so I really appreciate at least getting to catch you for a moment. Thank you, Rain. I appreciate that. Vanessa, you're very welcome, and I hope to see you again. So yes, love, light, and blessings to each of you. Happy Valentine's Day. I really hope to catch you soon. Maybe a members channeling tomorrow. I will try to keep you updated as best as possible. But yeah, we will do a channeling at some point soon. Don't super chat, Ray. Just post it quickly, please, quickly. But don't super chat. You've given me 2 super chats today. Shout out to Rain and Sid for the super chats as well. I do appreciate it very, very much. Um, yeah. One more question? One more question? If you haven't liked the video yet, please like it as well, because even though I am jumping out, like I always say, the likes on the video are like votes. So the types of readings that get more likes, I will do more of. So if you want more crystal balls, do click like. Rinty, should I wear makeup next time I see him? Okay. Actually, I guess a yes. So expressing your inner beauty on the outside is always totally fine. Don't worry about that. Don't feel shallow or too upfront, which I think you're saying is maybe being a bit too upfront. No, it's fine. You know, it's a lovely, beautiful practice that we have created here, where we express our inner beauty on the outside. And yeah, so go ahead, go ahead and do it. So love, light, and blessings to each of you. Really, really appreciate the super chats a lot, and all the members, of course, as well. And I will be picking up on members things very soon. So I do promise that. Marco, hello, welcome. I'm so sorry that I'm just jumping out, but I hope to catch you soon. But it's still nice to just see you pop in. Happy Valentine's Day, Marco. But love, light, and blessings, guys. I really hope to see you soon. Keep in touch. My information is in the description of the video. Feel free to message me, and just keep a check on the posts tab of or community tab of my channel, and maybe I'll post some shorts as well as updates. So love, light, and blessings.